Welcome back. A week after Thanksgiving, right?
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving and was able to see family one way or the other, whether it was in person or virtually, right? Via Zoom or phone or whatever it is. Strange year, but hopefully everybody was able to make the most of it. We did.
Yeah.
So that was good. We also had some exciting news this week, right? Our book won its third award of the literary season. 3 book awards, 2 seconds and a third. We're hoping we get a first in there someplace. But our third award this week, and also we learned that our audiobook is now available for pre-order. I think it comes out late January, sometime before.
I was probably the first one. I ordered one already.
So I ordered 10 copies.
I hope I like it. And is it returnable?
I don't know whether it's returnable or not. But if anybody who watched the Father of the Bride movies with Steve Martin, who everyone remembers Steve Martin, but the actor who played his son-in-law is a guy named George Newbern. He's going to be reading my part. So that should be interesting. And his wife, who is also an actor, is going to be reading Julie's part. So it should be interesting.
It's kind of cool that it's a husband and wife, too, though. I mean, I kind of like that. Since they didn't pick us, I guess they went with another husband and wife.
Yeah, they probably went with people whose voices were better and more experienced.
I guess.
I don't know.
I guess we won't take it personally.
If it was video, they would have had us.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right. So, as usual, let's start with what we're having to drink. That's an interesting bottle you have tonight.
Yeah, it is. So I have some red wine. It's chilly out, so I'm pretty much just drinking red wine at this point. And I have a bottle of wine that's called Freak Show. And,
appropriate description of the last 8 or 9 months around here.
Yeah, it's a bit of Freak Show. My friend Sherry Mitchell brought this over, and I'm glad to drink it. And so far, so good. I like it.
Awesome.
Tasty.
And I'm drinking a great bottle, Old Forester Statesman. If you can get your hands on a bottle of this is a nice run of liquor. So it's not terribly expensive, but it's not all that easy to find. It's the Old Forester Statesman. Very, very good. Very tasty and nice and warm on a cool evening.
Yeah,
so
cool.
tonight we're talking pet peeves, right?
Pet peeves.
Now before we get too far, let's just, by definition, right? Pet peeve is, and I wrote this down, a minor complaint or annoyance. Not a major thing. Minor complaint or annoyance. So it was your idea. You want to talk about it. So I'm going to assume that I did something wrong or went down that pet peeve road. But before we get to us and what I did or didn't do, or even better, by the way, I made my own list for you.
Oh, no.
but before we get to us, let's talk about that, right?
Yeah.
And talk about it in the Julie Bullitt professional office sense.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. So, I mean, everybody has pet peeves, and, a classic, example is he leaves the, toothpaste cover off, or he doesn't shut a drawer or something like that.
Toilet seat, that's always
toilet
a
seat,
complaint about men.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's, the classic kind of things that bother people. Sometimes people have I think it's called mesophilia or something like that, and that's being annoyed by someone's chewing, like loud chewing. So there can be actual.
So somebody who chews is annoyed.
No, someone that is hearing.
So you and I are married, and I don't like the way you
chew, either chew gum or chew food, and that it's actually a clinical diagnosis for that one. But there's some things that are actually clinical diagnosis like that one. But I think we're talking more about like something small that isn't a game changer in a relationship, but it's just annoying and happens consistently.
Like throughout the relationship.
Yes.
Okay, but it seems to me, right, at some point that it can be like what we used to call Chinese water torture, right? It's a drip, drip, drip. So, I mean, do you see where, it's one thing where, the way he chews bothers me, but then all of a sudden, it's not that the way he chews, it's the way he sits down, the way his breath smells, the way so it's like gets stacked on top of each other, right?
Right. So, I mean, if there's a lot of things, and I think if your relationship isn't in a good place, that all of those things can be magnified, like all the pet peeves can be magnified. So if you and I aren't getting along, and you yet again get up from the breakfast table and don't wipe the counter.
We're waiting on that. I said I got a list.
Really annoy me.
We're waiting.
Yeah, it can really annoy me. So your mom wants to know growing a beard.
Yes,
she's growing a beard. And hi, Valerie. I went to high school with Valerie Bernstein Hackman. Hello, how are you?
So they're minor things in and of themselves.
Yeah.
But can be major if If what? I mean, what do you do?
If they stack up, or if you're not getting along, or you don't mention them, and then you just kind of blow up over them, like you never do this, you never do that, and it turns into something like bigger than
more of a black and white sort of thing. I mean,
yeah.
But I mean, are those things just better to kind of just say, okay, that's just what she does, that's what he does, it's not that big of a thing, and move on? Or should you be saying stuff about that?
Well, sometimes, I mean, how much of an, irritable thing it is probably whether
I used to know this guy, when he would talk, there'd be like drool, he's young, like drool would come out of his mouth. And no one wanted to talk to the guy, and he was a nice guy. But drool would always come out of his mouth, and you're talking to you, and everybody. And so what happens is you stand around talking to this guy, and you look at the other people that are talking to him, and they're all going like that. But that's not what you're talking about.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about little small annoyances that we all have with each other. Okay. So what do you do with them? Do you, like you said, do you just ignore them, or do you say something?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, well...
You're the one that has the answers.
I mean, I think you say something.
Don't you stand the chance of the person saying, what difference does it make how I chew? Okay, so I didn't fold the napkin the way or the knife goes here instead of there, or whatever.
Yeah.
Those, I mean, those big... Like when you say to our grandkids, is that a big thing or is that a little thing?
Right. No, these are little things, but I think sometimes saying them and working on them is important in the relationship. Sometimes we do it by joking around with each other.
Yeah.
Okay, which I think is a great thing. Hi, Valerie. Hope you're keeping...
Valerie says to say something.
Yes, Valerie says definitely. And she's been married a long time, and she has a great relationship with her husband.
Let me hear what he has to say about it.
Yeah.
Let's hear what he has to say. Maybe she's got some pet peeves that he hasn't said anything
I don't know. We'll have to get him on and see.
Okay. So
I think you should say something. So there's a couple different ways to do this. First of all, it's important not to say something when you're really angry about it. Okay? It's important. Right. It's a better idea to say something like when you're kind of getting along. And the other thing is, we always have that rule, that ratio, 5-1.
Remind me of that again.
Okay. Well, 5, sometimes people say it's 8. Sometimes people say it's 10. But I'm going to say 5-1 on this, okay? So for every 1 criticism you have, you should be giving 5 compliments. That doesn't mean I go up to you and say, I like your sweatshirt, I like your watch, I like your ring, I like your haircut.
Your breath stinks.
And you have bad breath, right? Okay. Yeah. But what I'm saying is over time, you need to have been complimenting or uplifting somebody before they can hear a negative. Okay. So remember that. So if you have something to say that may not be complimentary, that might be a pet peeve, you need to be conscious of the fact that you need to be noticing positive things.
So it's how you okay, but is it how you say it too?
Yeah.
So it's only when you say it, but how you say it.
Yep.
Maybe that guy's girlfriend might say, "Hey, Jack, you got a little drool. Let me give you a kiss and
let me help you with your drool." Right? Yeah.
Which gets us to our own, not about each other yet. I'm saving that for the end.
I'm scared.
So general pet peeves, right? Right, so I have a few just general ones in life.
Okay, what are they?
Well, one we just reminded me of. I always hated in school those people that were always kissing in the hallways, and you don't even really like it now.
Yeah.
When you're like in a bar and there's these. I have no problem, as you know, being affectionate, put my arm around you, that kind of thing. But when you've got back in those days, in high school, it was 18-year-olds or 7-year-olds, all over each other. It just made me sick. And now that we can't go anyplace, it's the same kind of thing as an adult. I never liked that. I don't like that. So that's one of my things. Do you have any? Before I go into my others? General
pet peeves. Well, I don't like when people have to park right next to you when there's spots other places. So like if I come out and somebody's parked right next to my car and there was like spaces down the other way, I don't like that they did that. I don't know if that's like a pet peeve or just annoyance.
Well,
what do you think?
Well, it's annoying because they might crack into your car.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So that might rise above the level of pet peeve.
I don't know. My pet peeves seem to be just with you.
Okay, we'll get to those. You'll have your chance. Okay, I have a couple
and the kids.
Wait. So there's 2 other general ones that just drive me crazy.
What are they?
Okay, one is the people that is the writing with the dots. You know, the dot, dot, dot.
You don't like the
I get letters, I get emails from lawyers. Hey, David, dot, dot, dot. What's the dot, dot, dot for? What's that supposed to do?
It means there's more, but I don't want to say it.
Just say it.
Okay.
Okay? That, and then this is a big one for me. The feet. The pictures of the people's feet.
I
don't like that. You know, the guys that are on the beach, the girls on the beach, and you know, they have the beach in the background, but their big whompers are right in front of you like that.
Oh, wow.
Take the picture of the beach. Okay? Or you're sitting at your table and you got a beautiful view. Why does your toes have to be in front of the beautiful
Well, they
view?
have to show that they're really there. And
how else are they get the picture?
Maybe they don't want to show their body for some reason. Maybe they're in a bathing suit and they don't feel comfortable. So the feet might be like the least, you know, I don't know.
I mean, come on, feet are generally not
Yeah.
not all that cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
anyway,
All
I
right,
don't
so
like
those
those
are some
feet pictures. If I'm on social media, I see those feet pictures. I move on over. But yeah, I don't like the feet pictures.
Okay,
Not
no,
a big fan.
I won't do anymore.
Fans of the feet. You never
Okay.
did any feet pictures. But
I might have done a feet
you go on
pictures.
social media, particularly in the summertime. People.
I sometimes do feet. I've done
You
my
do?
feet. Yeah.
When?
Yeah. I don't know. If I'm like, you know, just the beginning of summer and I have a good tan, I might just take a picture of my feet.
A white foot?
Yeah,
A big white
just
foot?
a white foot.
I just don't get it. It's one thing, you know, if you got a cool pair of shoes on, right, or boots or sneakers, okay, but your feet, come on, just show me the ocean or show me the mountains.
No more feet picture, people.
Whatever it might be. Okay.
If you're friends with David, don't show your feet.
Okay, so now we get to the big part. Okay,
Hi, Stuart.
So we're going to do it this way.
He wrote a list. That's so mean. I only had a couple
I
things.
have a list, so we're going to go back and forth. I have 4. How many do you have?
I only really thought of 1 or 2.
Okay.
But I'll come up with some more.
All right, all right. So you can go first.
Okay. So the picture that I posted, David eats his meal over there, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and and he often forgets to wipe up after himself.
Wait a minute. When you say wipe up after myself,
There's
it sounds like I'm in
crumbs
the
or
bathroom.
grease marks.
On the countertops.
No, on the counter or the table where you ate. You just get up and you leave whatever has been there. And David says
He says
David
he agrees
Ross.
with me.
Okay, agrees with you.
Which I would have expected
Okay.
from looking at his pictures. He looks like
A
my
cool
kind
guy.
of a guy.
Yeah, he does.
And he's smart, much smarter than you.
Okay. So thank you, Valerie, for confirming that he said that
All right,
we
go
should
ahead.
say something.
Go ahead.
Okay. So the crumbs on the counter. And
Crumbs
the
on the
smudge
counter.
marks on the counter.
Smudge marks
Yeah.
and crumbs.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm starting with the lesser ones. I'm moving up to my biggest one at the end. So I do the laundry in our house, right? And because let's be honest, I can't fix anything, and I'm the first one to tell you, Julie's much more handy than I am. So I stay in my lane, right? I try to clean up after myself. I try to take care of things. I keep things organized, and I do all the laundry. I've done all the laundry ever since our girls were little. So now it's just the two of us. And when Julie gets out of her clothes, she just pulls everything apart and stuffs it in a ball.
Yep.
So I wash the clothes, and then you have to either hang them out or lay them out, put them in the dryer, and they come back like someone's been in a tornado. Her pants are twisted up. Her little underwear are tied up like somebody tied her little thongs up in a bow. Okay, so it's a pain in the ass. It takes me so much more time to do the laundry because you just can't take your pants off, take off your shirt, unhook your So that's the lowest one. Keep going.
And I do try to work on it, but I forget.
Yeah, I asked her. Did you do anything with the clothes? And she says,
Okay.
maybe I did, or maybe
I got a very important text from my dad.
Oh God, jeez.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah,
feet picture.
Awesome.
Appreciate it. Nice.
That's great. Nice ankles.
He actually has good feet. My dad does have good feet. So you're gonna keep on going?
No, you can go. Now we'll go back and forth. Unless I have a lot. Should I do 2? Since I'll do 2, then you do 1.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the things that really bugs me about you is that you don't shut stuff a lot of times. Like you'll leave cabinets open and drawers open, and I'll have to go around and like shut things. The closet you leave open. You leave things open a lot.
Who cares?
So who cares about any of this stuff?
It's a big thing.
Okay. All right. Go.
So you walk by the door and you close it.
Yeah,
it's not like you're in the laundry room and you have to it's like a Rubik's Cube of underwear and
it's part of
clothes.
doing laundry.
All right. So second thing along the same lines.
Hi, Diana.
Is you mess up my shit.
Yeah.
You mess my stuff up all the time.
Because you're a little OCD and it's hard to.
There's
not
two
mess
things
your
that
shit
go
up.
on here. One is you get into my workspace and you put things where you think they should be, and then I can't find
it.
I do. Two is when I try to keep things organized because I can't find anything. Usually, if it's right in front of me, I can't find it. So again, a man has to know his limitations. I know most of mine, and I can't find stuff.
Okay.
So I organize that toolbox that we have as a pencil.
Yeah, I know.
Organized. Then I got to find something today. Guess what?
Not there.
Boop boop.
Yep.
Has been into the toolbox. Everything's pulled out, dumped in, wires, screwdrivers, everything's all that. So that's number 2, is you mess up my shit.
Okay.
Okay? What else you got? So you have to reach. I didn't have to reach.
Okay. So I don't like when you're driving and you get really mad at all the people on the road. And you like react and like, you call people names. And you get really annoyed with people. That kind of annoys me.
Really? I thought you liked that. I thought that was funny.
It's not relaxing driving with you and you're calling everybody a MF or whatever.
That's very
And
nice.
my dad does this too. My dad always is yelling at
Nobody
people
can
on the
hear
road.
you, so it's just like letting
but I
off
don't
steam.
like it. It's annoying.
Okay.
Because I always think, oh my God, there's something wrong.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you stop winding up your clothes so tight, then I'll try to work on that.
Okay.
Okay. Now the last 2 I have are communication based.
Oh no, I'm a little scared of this.
So, and we've talked about this before. Sometimes you get up in the morning, and you don't say anything. You don't say good morning. You don't say how'd you sleep. You just say, Did you move the stuff in the garage yet? And I'm like, huh? I literally, like, one eye is open, and it's like you're laying there waiting for me to wake up so you can jump on me about whatever it is you have to ask me or tell me or find out whether I did.
That's because I've been up all night thinking about it, and I have to get.
Is that annoying?
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
That is really annoying.
All right.
You have any more?
I know. So Diana, I do have more. I'm thinking of more in my head right now.
I have one more. So
Diana, it said that she and Joe are trying to figure out what the pet peeves are, and driving maybe on the top of it for both of them. I guess the driving.
Well, Diana's like really short, right? So
no, she's not really short.
I thought she was kind of short.
No.
Maybe.
No, she's probably annoyed by the Joe yelling at people in the car.
Maybe they're trying to get to their winery where they make their wine.
Yeah, maybe so.
I don't know.
So, okay, so you want me to come?
No, I don't want you to come. You don't have to make it up.
All right, and this one, and you know what's really annoying?
What?
We're gonna have a fight after this one.
Yeah. What?
Is when we do our interviews and our couples cocktail hours. You have to have it all planned out, and you have to write it all down, and you have to have 6 chit chats about what we're going to talk about. And me, I just want to come on.
Right.
And that annoys me.
Well, that's the difference between success and the opposite, okay? You have to plan things.
But it's a little annoying for me.
That's because you won't...
You always need to talk about it.
We didn't talk about it tonight. I did it on my own. I said...
You need to write it down and have an agenda. Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah, because
I want to just talk.
The idea is not to sound like 2 goobers just talking. The idea is to actually get a message across in a coherent way. And for me, in order to do that, I like to have a little bit of a plan. So just so everybody knows, here I have my little plan, right? Okay, I keep it next to the dog cookie bowl here in Studio 1, whatever we want to call it here.
Yeah.
So I like to have my little plan. But that's not going to change.
Okay.
So it's the way I prepared for my lawyery stuff, all my stuff when I do legal work. It's the way I wrote our book.
Yeah, it's just a difference.
It's the way we did a lot, all sorts of things.
Okay.
Is planning, is making sure that I'm organized and I have my thoughts organized. You're much more likely to scoot around all over the place. Now, listen.
I like to scoot around.
There are people who have mental illness.
Your mom is sticking up for you. It's called organization.
Well, she should be. I'm saying there's maybe people have certain types of mental illness who think that your way is better. Most people are going to think that it's me. Okay, so here's the last one. This is the one that
I have no idea.
You're going to find this.
I'm going to work on it, whatever it is.
No, you're not. No, it's just like you're the same New Year's resolution every year. You never work on that one either.
That's true.
So here's the thing. I have a lot of trouble going to sleep often at night. So I want to calm down, get quiet. I read my book.
Make some lists.
Makes them less. I try to relax a little bit. I try to just
you
get into the mode of going to sleep before the lights go off.
Yeah.
And inevitably, 4 times out of 7 each week, up comes some serious discussion from this one, whose little head is squished on the pillow. Do you think, what do you think we're going to be able to get our vaccine for COVID? Did you hear what what Dr. Fauci said? No. Or I'm really worried about so and so. I don't know if they're going to, if their relationship is going to make it. What do you think? Things like okay, I got no problem talking about that stuff, but can we not talk about it right when I'm trying to turn my brain off?
Okay.
Follow me?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's a pet peeve, so it's just a small problem. It's not a big problem.
It's kind of a problem because then I start talking about that stuff and I think
then
about it.
Then you get worked up.
Well, then here's the other part of it, right? So then we talk about it, and then she's... I'm like, oh God, I wonder if Tom and Jane are going to make it.
Yeah, sorry.
Or maybe that thing that's wrong, maybe I've got some sort of disease.
So it sounds like I need to wear a muzzle to sleep because I need one at night before bed, not to talk about anything. And then in the morning, I need to keep it on for a little while because you don't want me talking to you in the morning.
For various reasons, I wouldn't want you to wear a muzzle.
Okay.
but
I need better control in bed.
I'm going to leave that alone too. But those are my pet peeves and just leave it at that.
No talking in the bed.
Talking in the bed.
It seems like I get in a lot of trouble. In the morning, first thing, don't talk to him.
No, it can be
at night. Don't talk to him.
Good morning. How you do? You know, how'd you sleep? Yeah, how'd you sleep?
I know you slept. You usually don't sleep good. You're up thinking about whatever it's in your head about whether there's going to be a vaccine.
It's like the Seinfeld show. It all comes full circle. All comes full circle.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have any more. These are nothing that are all that serious. So So that'll be that for our pet peeves episode.
Pet peeves. Okay. So what I would what I would encourage you guys to do is, if you have a partner and you have a pet peeve, to bring it up and say, would you like to hear, or how would you?
I have one more.
What's that?
When we go to a Chinese food restaurant, you always have to be the one that orders.
And that comes from my family.
You have to tell everybody what they're going to eat at the Chinese food restaurant.
I know, because I always had to order for my family, so that's like a...
the waiter comes over and you say, this is what we're going to... And the rest of us look at each other like,
well, because I always know what's best.
Yeah, I know. Heard that truth before.
Yeah, I'm a good orderer. So, yes, Mom, I need an appointment to talk to David in the morning and evening.
Yeah.
So, yes, Valerie wants us to come visit. Now they're in Georgia for a little while. They're in the mountains of Georgia. They're building a house there.
Nice.
So we could either visit them in the mountains of Georgia or in Florida.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, we'd love to come.
I'm in.
So, okay. And then you wanted to talk about next week, what we're doing.
Oh, yeah. So as we told everybody, we're trying to, every few weeks, we're going to bring some other folks on, because as funny and engaging as we might be, we think that it's important to talk to some other folks who have interesting relationships for one reason or another. So next week we have our friends Jeff and Constance Kazee. Jeff is a well-known worldwide musician, been a musician.
He's amazing.
Awesome keyboard player. Probably can play just about any instrument you came up with. And Constance, his wife, is just a fantastic lady. And so we spoke with them and interviewed them, and that is going to pop up next week in place of a live couples cocktail hour.
We're going to put that up, and they were great. We talked a lot about what it was like to have a relationship with somebody traveling a lot before COVID times. Jeff was gone for weeks at a time. Yeah. He traveled. He went for 8 weeks with Bon Jovi. Yeah. He was gone when the kids were little in Europe.
Every year goes overseas with Sausage Johnny and all that stuff. But it was an interesting discussion to talk about all that. Those of us who don't travel like that, I'm not talking about a business trip, for 2 nights here or there, who don't have spouses that travel like that, what kind of challenges do you face? What kind of emotions come up, if any? And frankly, I was a little bit, I was very impressed and surprised with a lot of their answers. And they are just a super
They're
cool
very
couple.
Genuine and
super cool couple, a great family. So that's next week. And then we'll be back live the following week. So anybody have pet peeves? send them on to us, and we'll make a list, and we'll see how it all comes out.
Yep.
Please continue to follow us here on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram.
I've gotten some invitations to go to dinner with people and order for them.
They want you to order for them.
Yeah, I think they really want me, genuinely. Thanks, Diana. I'll order for you.
You should definitely do that. And don't come back until after I've already gone to sleep.
Yeah, or I'll wake you up and tell you about it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, again, thanks to everybody for supporting us. Hope you have a great holiday season. We will see you live in a couple of weeks. Next week, again, tune in 7 p.m. Thursday night. Really, really great discussion. Hope everybody has a great weekend.
All right. Oh, and happy Hanukkah, because I think Hanukkah is coming December 10th, and we won't be on live till after that. So happy Hanukkah to...
Spin those dreidels, light the lights, and be thankful for what we do have.
Yep, so, we have a lot.
Yep. All right, folks. Peace.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.